So I think last time we left you, we were talking to Danilo about what he wanted to do as far as replacing the trans. And as you can see, he did decide to go ahead and authorize the new CD009, right?
Yes.
And new clutch and resurface the flywheel. Did you drain the fluid, right?
Yeah. Well, the fluid was fresh because it was changed at another shop, trying to diagnose what his issue was. You look dusty. So when I pulled the crankshaft position sensor out, there was a piece of metal that was stuck on the tip. And come to find out, here's another piece of it right there.
This is the same car that nut fell out of the slave cylinder, right?
Yeah. So yeah, there's pieces of metal. So that's the retaining clip for the bearings inside of the throwout bearing. So if you look inside of this gap, you can actually see the ball bearing.
Oh yeah.
You shouldn't be able to. If you look here, you see the retaining clip is blocking it off.
Oh yeah, you can see the clip.
It's broken off, and you can see the actual ball bearings.
See. Yeah.
So that's another problem, though. You know, we spotted. Bearing doesn't sound that great either. So yeah, one of these pieces of metals was stuck right on the tip of the crankshaft position sensor because it is a magnet, and you know that's steel, so it was just stuck right on the tip. And then here's the flywheel. I already got it resurfaced, so I didn't have a picture of what it looked like before. It actually didn't look too bad. It did have a little bit of a groove carved into it where the wear pattern was. This is his disc. I know there is a chunk.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, there's a chunk taken off of the disc.
Is it warped?
Well, upon holding the disc in the air, it does look like it's slightly tweaked. And you see this kind of dust right here? Mm-hmm. These rivets are coming loose, probably from, somebody getting a little happy and dumping the clutch, which is fine. It is spring loaded, and, when the springs kind of bottom out, these tabs are going to hit the rivet. I mean, other than, that big chunk taken out of it, I don't know if somebody just dropped the disc on install or what. And, I mean, they definitely, when the trans was installed, they definitely either slightly misaligned the disc with the pilot bearing or just let all the weight of the trans hang on the center of the disc and just kind of tweaked it and bent it. Probably why there were some engagement issues, or should I say disengagement issues, where the clutch wasn't fully disengaging and letting go of the trans, and then grinding gears. This doesn't look too bad, it's a clean wear pattern. Do got a couple hot spots, nothing abnormal there. This is a little weird though, because you can see where these fingers aren't like centered. So you can see how the wear is probably a 1/4 inch away from the tip of the finger, whereas over here it's damn near on the edge. So something was going on. It looks like the fingers may be slightly bent to where right here is sticking up a little more than that side. So there's definitely something going on here. Hence why we're just going ahead and replacing that.
How was getting it out? Everything came out smoothly?
Yeah, I mean, it came out pretty straightforward. I did replace the rear main seal as the old one was leaking, and it does look like somebody replaced it before. So ended up replacing it as, leaking rear main seal is not good for, the clutch, as you don't want to get oil on the clutch, and then you end up with a brand new clutch that slips because the disc is contaminated with oil.
Yeah.
So
that's a good point.
I got the new seal and housing on last night. You can change the rear main seal and housing without dropping the upper oil pan and not making a complete mess. Yeah, so new rear main seal, shouldn't leak. And we'll get the flywheel back on and new clutch on and new trans in and get her done.
Get her back on the road.
For sure. We got a new slave cylinder. You can see, here's the tip of the slave. You can see where the nut, the imprint of the nut right here. I don't know what somebody's idea was. I guess maybe they just weren't getting enough right there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's so bizarre.
Somebody just wasn't, they thought they weren't giving enough throw on the clutch to fully disengage it. So it was like, fuck it, I'm going to space it out by putting a nut on the tip of the slave so that it pushes further.
Yeah.
So he does have a brand new OEM slave and stainless steel braided clutch line. And, you know.
So that's getting replaced.
Yeah, we're also going to replace the master cylinder. As, you know, we're literally replacing 95% of the components, so might as well change the master and, you know, get that out of the way. That way everything hydraulically is brand new and it's together. That's, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it.
All right,
pretty straightforward.
Let's just slap it back in then.
Yeah. Oh, we did notice that this test pipe was loose. It was damn near rattling on the car because for whatever reason, all these nuts were loose. So we did snug them up yesterday. You can see right there where the threads are kind of red rust from the nut traveling. So you can see how far the nut was backed off, probably 1/8 of an inch. And yeah, we grabbed this and it was like, king, 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 king.
Oh yeah, you can see it right on the...
Yeah, so I was like, usually they don't come loose. So somebody took them off before and just forgot to tighten them back up the rest of the way. And both of his cats are blown.
Both?
Yeah, both of them.
Oh, hold on, can you hear them or?
We didn't hear him, but you can see that it just.
Oh, there's.
And then this
there's the material.
So, he is in need of some test pipes. So yeah.
That's funny. Well, maybe we'll be back when you're putting something in.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This is the new clutch. What'd you go with? CLUTCHMASTER?
Yep.
We do love CLUTCHMASTERs.
Genuine Koyo Japanese bearings, which is always nice. There's the disc. So this is their FX100. Still uses an organic full-face disc. That way you get stock-like drivability. And this is their HD pressure plate. HD, as you can expect, for heavy duty. So this doesn't give you like a hard pedal feeling that makes the car kind of undrivable and not, you know, likable. But at the same time, it does give you a lot more clamping force than the stock one and a lot more holding capacity. As you can see, they do test every single pressure plate and bolt it down as far as for quality control, which I like. The first time I did order one of these clutches and I pulled it out the box and I'm like, man, this thing looks like it's used. And just kind of skipped over reading that, and that explains why it looks like it's been bolted down before, because it has. Not because it's used or not brand new, but because they actually bolt down each one and test the pressure plate, which is nice. So
CLUTCHMASTERs for the win.
yeah, CLUTCHMASTERs for the win. Let me get this old pallet bushing pulled out. Get the new one.
test drive? Make sure you installed everything correctly?
Yeah, I'm sure something's
Oh my god, please. Really? Although something does smell sweet. I'm not sure what Jaden sprayed in here.
Yeah, I don't know.
Alright, well. Don't run him over.